So, you, came out of the cave. There were a bunch of people there because one of the dudes escaped and you didn't think to deal with him. Defeated them. Bart killed one of them, which angered Pete even more. One of the archers ran away. Yes, Lace did magic and a weird... The wild magic ore, instead of doing whatever it was going to do, got sucked into something around his neck. Then he ran out after the other archer, and the rest of the party noticed that he was going, really slow motion. And then, instead of, trying to stop him or deal with that at all, they stood around talking, and then noticed that the guard that they had tied up had left from where he'd been left, had gone away from where he'd been left on the staircase. So, Elle and Kai went to investigate, found him on a little alcove across invisible bridge through the chasm in the mine. And he tried to hide something in an illusioned part of the wall. That he was also being purposefully idiotic and annoying the hell out of Kai by not deactivating or not reactivating the invisible bridge properly. And then as Pete came down to help them and stood on the invisible bridge, he attempted multiple times to turn off the bridge as Pete was standing on it. He got grappled. Pete was taking him to go back up to the... where he had tied the rest of their prisoners that hadn't been killed in the fight upstairs. And he stopped and started probably having a panic attack and ranting to this man who escaped Pete's grip, ran and jumped to the other side of the chasm, stabbed something into the wall, some kind of climbing tools, and started climbing down. And then, unbeknownst to Pete, lost grip on one of his climbing hooks and fell down, with breaking at least one bone and then disappearing from view as the chasm has a sharp turn in it. Only noticed by Kai and Elle, who could see across the chasm from their point of view. But Pete's unaware of what happened, luckily. Pete continued up the staircase, and Kai found the object that the man had tried to hide behind the illusory wall, which is a sphere with 4 concentric metal rings around this glass sphere that has a quartz hourglass in it. And also in the little alcove is some arcane dust that is different from the normal arcane dust. Instead of glowing bluish purple when it was put on something magical, the dust was glowing more red. They took it upstairs. Pete asked for the sphere. Well, before that, Lace caught the archer, dragged him back into the building, started moving at regular speed. From his point of view, everyone inside of the building was moving at an incredibly quick speed. Took the archer, tied him up with the other 4 survivors up here. And then Pete asked to see the sphere, threw it against the ground, and then everything broke. And by that I mean Discord broke, so we had to stop playing. We had to stop playing anyway, but That's where we left off. Pete threw the sphere against the ground. Um, he rolled a 68 on the D100 that I had him roll. Hang on, I have to... I wrote these out as percentages and not as the actual thing that happens. Yeah, pretty much. The second ring in, sorry, from outermost ring to innermost ring, it's copper, gold, bronze, and then silver. The gold ring is hit when the sphere lands on the ground and turns. Uh, Let me just see how much it changes by. Copper, gold, bronze, silver. The gold ring just moved. And from your perspective, not you can't see anything happen. Nothing visually changes other than the gold ring moves ever so slightly. If you look outside, do you actually step outside of the door? Okay. You can see a bird, probably around here. Actually, you can just barely see a bird on the far end of the wall, looking down where the archer one was thrown. Alright, you step outside. Alright. Yeah, he's moving the same speed. Let me actually measure, make sure I got this right. Okay. Everyone inside is still moving, same relative speed. Everyone inside can see that Kai is still moving on the outside. I say everyone. There are only 2 player characters that are here because we've just unfortunately lost Val. So Sylvie is gone. I mean, she's Sylvie the character is still there. I mean, her player's gone, and Seven isn't here. We don't know what happened to her. No idea. Yep. Kai, are you still looking outside? Um, the bird picks up from right here and starts flying away. After a little bit of distance, you aren't sure how much, it starts moving incredibly slowly. No, the same speed. Pete, are you going to resist having it taken, or are you going to let them take it from you? Well, actually, it's still on the ground, so um, I'd say dexterity checks from all of you, and whoever has the highest will go. Actually, just initiative rolls. Initiative rolls, and whoever has the highest will grab it. Kai, initiative. Hang on, let me open the turn order and just clear it quickly. Alright, Kai quickly leans down and grabs to the sphere before either Lace or Pete. And Kai, you'd be right here. Alright, Kai, as you get outside, the bird starts moving. It flaps another however long and then slows down again. As it gets further away from you. I don't know if you can hear... Audible facepalm. Alright. They're all in different directions. Well, they're all at different angles. They've... And... Hang on. Yeah, they're in, like, alternating, directions. As well. So, like, the pivot points, I mean, are... For each inner ring... Are, like, the... Perpendicular. Yeah. As... With the sphere, that'd be acrobatics at disadvantage. I don't know why you didn't try and jump up. Oh, well, at disadvantage. So that's the 9. So you can't... You are finding it too difficult to be able to get up the wall. No. You're both player characters, so you're gonna have to... Alright, Kai, there's... Hang on, let me, Let me just open up this area so you can see. Where are you going? Alright, this area, the you can see this area is very rocky and is difficult for you to move through. You're moving slower as the ground is incredibly rough. You've now put yourself in a corner. Alright, contesting strength checks. Woo, you're here. Alright, Lazy, quickly, would you like, Pete threw the orb on the ground, and one of the rings moved, and something happened, and then Kai picked it up and started going out of the building, and noticed as he moved closer, to a bird that had been on the wall, tried to fly away, and then had been stopped. But as he got closer to it, it was able to fly at normal speed a little bit farther and slowed down again. And then Pete and Lace both started following him out of the little keep that you were in. Lace is following Pete because he was also trying to stop Pete from throwing it on the ground again. But would 7 have followed the 3 of them? Okay. Oh, yes. To be fair, that's the 2 cases that have been the problem before now, so. He's trying to grab it. You can try and do that. Good lord. Alright, Pete grabs the sphere out of Kai's hand. He's still facing Kai, so. Alright, I need you to make attack throw plus your dexterity. So, I mean, just dexterity. You're rolling as if you were using improvised thrown weapon. Okay, so just a dexterity, yeah. Which doesn't hit 7, so you throw it, it goes past 7, it hits the ground again. I need you to roll me a d100. Whoo! Alright, hang on. Let me... Okay, you notice the bird, which is still outside of it, starts moving even slower. It lands and the silver ring turns a little bit, and the bird starts moving even slower, which, to be fair, is probably the best thing that could have happened to you with that initial D100 roll. You're lucky. Well, I'd say like a dagger range. So probably about here. Yeah. Yes, Lacey, you can grab it. You definitely notice that even as it was chucked and the outer ring and sphere were spinning all over the place, the hourglass stayed perfectly at the same angle. But now that the silver ring has moved, the hourglass is at a slightly more upright angle than that. It was like askew, it's slightly more upright now. If you pay more attention to the hourglass, I can give you more details, and by that I mean like investigation. You notice that now that it's more upright, the arcane dust looking sand. I mean, it's arcane dust that was flowing through it is moving ever so slightly faster now that it's at a different angle. Okay, I thought he was gonna try and get Lace to hand it to him again. Okay, you notice that the bottom and top of the hourglass, every time that the arcane dust touches it, it glows a purplish red a little bit, and then goes back to the top and starts falling again. So it's not an actual way of measuring time, like a timer. It's the sand is flowing endlessly. History or Arcana? So, um, you have no idea what the fuck this thing is. It sure is a weird hourglass. Yep, you've never heard of it before, or anything similar. Time is weird, and you've never heard of anything that can actually change it. That, as far as you know, well, as far as Pete knows, I should say, that doesn't exist. That could mean that it actually doesn't exist. It could not. But as far as Pete knows, he's never heard of them. It is too large for that. It's the glass sphere itself is probably a little under a foot in diameter, and each of the rings are another inch with about a half inch of a gap in between them. I mean, you all have backpacks on at all times because you have a lot of equipment that you're carrying. Hang on. I need to move Elle and Sylvie out here with you because they would have moved, but, you know, one's an NPC and the other is now also an NPC. She is moving into school, and her school schedule doesn't have the freedom for us to be playing with people that are, you know, in England. We'd have to play much later in the day, and it'd be like midnight for them. So I have things in the evening most of the time, though, so I wouldn't. I mean, you could just, like, try and punch the orb and try and hit a specific part of it if you really want to. Or try and stab it with your sword. The outermost ring? Alright. Uh, roll as if you're gonna make a melee attack, so unarmed strike. No, I mean roll an attack, not damage. You have to actually see if you're gonna hit the... No, he's just punching the sphere, or he's just trying to. Hang on, let me... No. Alright, you don't hit your, And you wouldn't have your proficiency bonus, I don't think. I think just monks get the proficiency bonus on unarmed strike. So it'd just be 4. That's 4 and 5 that you just rolled. And the 4 is the only one that matters, so... No. That doesn't... You just don't hit anything. If it had been a natural 1, you probably would have hit Lace, but... Yes, certainly. You would literally only do 1 damage, but yes. Could be entertaining. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. I think Pete's already crazy. To be fair. Well, I mean, L is standing right next to him right now, so... He threatened Lace. He was never actually going to do it, is the thing. Pete makes a lot of empty threats, is the thing. Hey, guys, are we just gonna leave Kai in the corner over there? Okay, the question is, would Seven interpret that as emotionally help Kai? Or just pick Kai up and deal with him by carrying him with them? Okay, but it's Lazy's choice. So, what does Seven do? Kai, are you going to resist? Seven walks over, ka-chunk, 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 and just starts trying to pick you up with... You can hear the tick of all of the gears inside of him. He's just... and starts to try and lift you up. Are you going to resist in any way? Dexterity save, and I do believe that you're still on a mobile, right? So I'll roll your... You hear the... you try and move out of his arm, move away from his arms, and you're just held up. You just kind of Seven. What kind of carry would Seven pick Kai up in? Like fireman's, just like throw him over the shoulder, or like bridle, or just like pick him up like underneath his armpits. You're just the the fireman's carry is you're holding on to one leg and the person is swung around your back and you're holding on to their arm. So his head would kind of be like sideways and to the back. Um just oh man, I cannot. There's a point where I could do a really bad accent to try and do the accent for Sylvie, but I'm not even gonna try. She's gonna look at the sphere and point out that the dust that's flowing through the hourglass looks like the arcane dust. But it's Pete, because you noticed with your investigation, it's only glowing like it encountered magic when it hits the bottom of the hourglass, and when it comes down from the top. Okay. Um, I think Sylvie. Yeah, Sylvie would ask, "Can I try? Like, if she can try and just like put her hand on the glass sphere, like the weird one that's covered in gnarly feathers." And she reaches, she puts her hand on it, and as the hand touches the glass sphere itself, um, the dust that is closest to her hand starts to glow faintly just from proximity. And it's glowing red, not blue like the arcane dust that you found in the chest was. Perhaps, perhaps not. Hang on. Hang on. Let me. I didn't mean to open the turn order. Let me. Let me just. Okay. All right. I had to make sure of something. It's fine. It's fine. You're fine. They're not. Half of these people, half of the people up in the. Hang on, let me zoom out in my player view. Half of the people up here are unconscious, and well, I wouldn't say that. 3 out of the 7 are unconscious. 2 out of the 7 are dead. Let's see. The 2 prisoners you don't know the name of Oops. And start, like, walk out. Do you mind if we just, like, leave? Kyle's gonna come out. What's going on? And then... And then Bart is going to drag the captain. Hang on, let me move these two out of the way. Bart's gonna drag the unconscious captain out. Are we ready to leave? What's happening? Is doing what? Kyle is bamboozled. The two prisoners have no idea what's going on. Bart is puzzled, but doesn't look nearly as dumbfounded as everyone else. The night captain is unconscious. Just to give you a quick summary. Well, like I said, I've been working here for days, but you kept saying hours. You can't actually see Kai. He's around the, well, I guess he's on Seven's shoulders, so. I'm sorry, 1 second, Chairman. Is Kai just, like, accepting the free ride without having to walk? Oof. Okay. You're blocking their path. They can't actually. Here. So he's gonna walk through you. Walk over to the prisoners. Yeah, you can try and. I guess it's just strength. You're trying to get out of Seven's arms, which are just... I guess I'll contest that. Doesn't matter, because you crawl out of his arms. Oh no, not again, not again. Ah, hang on. Fuck. Oh no, not again, not again, not again. There we go, not again, not again, again. Yes. I'm sorry, my brain couldn't process the voice I was trying to do, so it didn't end up happening. But I was trying to speak Southern, because Aile's like, oh no, not again. She's gonna walk around this side of the building. Kai, are you okay? Well, I may be the highest ranking non-traitorous member of the Cogs Guard here, but I have no idea what the fuck that thing is. I don't know what that is. Um, well, I think if we leave it here and we go out of the range or whatever, then all them people that are unconscious will just wake back up and will be able to come after us quicker. But if we leave with it, then they'll still be going slow while we move with the sphere in the range of the sphere, and then I think we should take it. She like completely loses whatever train of thought she was on. The point is, I think we should take it. Well, I wasn't actually presented with the option of if we should just destroy it. You just said take it or leave it. Well, that is what you wanted to do, right? I mean, you threw it against the ground. Oof. This. Well, I wasn't saying that we should destroy it. I'm just saying that you offered me two of the three options that were being considered, which makes for poor voting. Anyway, I still think we should take it. I was just saying. I'm I'm sorry. I like people. You haven't like tried to kill people. Like you tried to do non-lethal damage, but the actual declared pacifist has the most enemies. That's fair. To be fair, yeah, that's fair. he just he said like he told you he was a pacifist, like when you met him in the tavern, but then nothing you've seen apart from his aversion to death itself goes along with that concept. All right. Uh. This is Bart speaking. Obviously, this is his voice, even though I've never done this voice before. Uh, Pete, can you help me carry this? He's wearing a lot of heavy armor. Please help. He's like dragging the captain against the ground. Just pick him up. Yeah. All right. Yes. The archer is. He's like crawling at the walls of the ditch. Hey, you guys, please help me. Someone threw me off. I don't know who it was. Please help me. Just like throw down some rope or something. It's, I'd say, fort, keep, whatever. What? Why would I go in there? I just got shoved off by someone in there. I don't want to work with them anymore. You. He has no idea who actually shoved him off, and he isn't aware that you guys were like on the other side of the wall. As far as he's aware, one of his coworkers shoved him off. Yeah, me either. I don't even know what they're spending all that time doing in there. They bring in these enemies of the state that the mayor doesn't want any in the actual prisons because they're too dangerous, and then they bring them in and they go in the building and I never see them again. And I don't know what they're doing. They're just mean. They're really mean to me. Well, he can't see Kyle. He doesn't know who you're talking about. What? There were definitely humans that. Well, anyone can be dangerous. I'm not saying halflings specifically. Hang on, don't put me out to. I'm a proud follower of our mayor. She's a halfling. Some of my friends are halflings. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh. What? Why do you do this to me? I was hoping you'd just ignore him and leave him there, but no. I do need to get a list of names. Or I could just be an idiot and not do that. Pete is now racist. That's the whole arc. Yes. Well, my name is Steven. What's yours? And he reaches out to shake your hand and then realizes that he's in a pit. Oh, wait. Can you please help me out? Steven, what? I can't hear you. Please just... Like, right... Oh. Hang on. I was... gonna... No, that was if he could climb out of the... climb up the rope. He pulls himself up onto the bridge. Would you help him get, like, onto the... Alright. Thank you, cat man. What's your name? Hi, I'm Steven. He offers his hand. What's your name, friend? Well, nice to meet you. Whoops. Yeah, I'm gonna go complain about Archie over there. I think he's probably the one that pushed me off. You know that who's that? I haven't. To be fair, I literally only know Archie's name, cause he's the guy that man in the big old knight armor that was patrolling this area, the area behind me. I think he's probably the one that shoved me off. Well, hang on, isn't that the captain? Captain No Name? Wait, is his first name Kai? I knew his last name was No Name, cause you know Captain No Name. But like, was his is? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, who are you, friendo? He turns over to Kai. Who are you, friendo? Hi, I'm Steven. What's your name? If you're speaking on Discord, then no. Hello? I can hear you now. Alright. Whoops. Hang on. There we go. What friends? All of them are jerks. Archie even pushed me over the pit. None of the others would ever talk to me. They wouldn't let me know what's going on in that building. Rude. Are you rude? He points at... He like, almost pokes you in the chest. They were doing what? Why, I never. He puts his hand to his chest like a... Wait, are you saying that the prisoners they brought in here weren't dangerous criminals? The prisoner 2 goes, well, I did commit arson, so I'm not innocent, but I'm not like a major war criminal or something like that. He doesn't say it loud enough that Steven could hear him. He just, like, whispers it into Pete's ear. What? Someone committed arson? Who hasn't? Who hasn't? He pulls out... You see Steven pull out a matchbook, put it on one of his arrows, and shoot it over the wall. Those of you that are still standing inside of the wall, this building up here catches on... You see an arrow arc over, and... a flaming arrow arc over, and the building catches on fire. Well, I won't support none of this, slavery thing. You notice whatever they used to bind the stones together, whatever, like caulk or whatever, the adhesive, grout, that's what it's called. Whatever they used instead of the normal stuff is flammable. The wall starts burning as the building burns. No. It's really slow, but like the wall, there's fire like slowly creeping through the cracks of the wall. Huh. Well, we should probably get out of here before the bridge burns. By confused. Hey, your auntie, sir, I tried to introduce myself to you, but I got distracted by that shout about arson. Name's Steven again. My name isn't Steven again. I'm saying my name is Steven, but I'm saying it again. My name's Steven. Hello, what's yours? Roll deception. You're lying to this man. Alright, you can... Don't worry, it's literally impossible for... Well, I figured that, because he said that Captain... He said that Captain No Name was the one that pushed me off, so I figured obviously it couldn't be you. It is strange that your names are the same. Wait, oh, I know. How do you spell Kai? How do you spell it? Oh, see, I think Captain No Name, even though I've literally never heard his first name before now, I'm pretty sure he spells it Kai. So it's a different Kai, but certainly is interesting. Oh, Lace, did you put the sphere in your bag, or are you still carrying it? Hey, what's that sphere you got? That looks cool. What? Oh, you mean this thing? He pulls out another one of the... Hang on, who actually has those on them? Okay. The 3 odd coins. You put gold prices, not gold pieces. It's fine. It's fine. What do you mean don't look at your inventory? I am the god of this world. Just that. I have an entire airship in my bag. Don't worry about it. Steve. Oh yeah, one of the right, one of these. He pulls out one of the coins that you can tell the bag, the little pouch on his belt that it was in is otherwise empty. I had to keep it separate from my other gold coins, obviously, because I didn't want to misplace it. What? At the sphere? Ooh, that sure is a pretty sphere. What's with that hourglass? Ooh, nothing happens. He's still just holding the... What did you want me to do? What? Hello? He sets it on the ground. Ooh, a pretty sphere. He's mesmerized by the falling dust. Well, it's shiny. Look at all that. Look at all those cool metals. And that weird quartzy looking stuff is cool looking. Can I have it? What's that thing? What is it? Oh. I mean, yeah. That's pretty much it. That's... Well, I'm still not sure I believe that. I think someone probably just falsified, thought it was the mayor that was telling us to do it, because I never was talked to by the mayor herself. I just got told by Charles that I was supposed to come over here, and he said that the mayor told him to do it, but I don't... What? Who's Kyle? Oh, Charles, yes. Yeah, he's he's a higher ranking member of the Cogs Guard, yes. He would? Please roll me deception. That was a lot of lying you just did. You are the luckiest man. Actually, he just has a good deception score. He rolled lower than I did. He just has a +4. But yes, you are lucky. You are incredibly lucky. What? Oh, should we go pick him up and carry him back then? With this evil guard cap. Hang on. Wait, no, Charles did it. Charles must be bad, right? If it isn't the mayor, cause I trust fucking hell, what's her name? I trust him, but most of my heart, not all my heart, but most of it. So it must have been Charles, right? So like where where do you get hit by the branch? Wait, are you saying that you're working with Charles? Wait. Oh, okay. Yes, I'm certainly in agreement with that. I think we should go um, get Charles from underneath that branch that knocked him out, and we should go ask the mayor and get her to deal with this insubordination and these people that are pretending that they're on her orders. Well, obviously not. There's no way Timba would ever be a part of this. Wh- I'm I'm definitely 98% sure. 98. That's too high. 89. Ooh, that's a lot lower. 92%? What are numbers? I'm pretty sure. F- uh, uh, 92 minus 50. That's, 48. No, it's 32. Uh, uh, whoa. Man, maybe the mayor is part of this. We should still confront her. But, I got, I definitely, like, sprained my ankle or something when I got pushed into that pit by, Kai. So, perhaps we should do that tomorrow, please. Goodness gracious, but we should definitely confront the mayor. And, ooh, what if she is a part of this? He starts having a mental breakdown. Hang on, let me change his name to Steven for you. You just saved me after multiple days of working hard in a mine. Sure, yes. And I'll make you that meal that I promised. Actually, make all of y'all a meal. Because, you know, you saved me, or you were working beside me. I'm not making the unconscious guy a meal. He can starve. Steven, I'm sorry that you were a part of this. I forgive you. I understand that you didn't know what was going on. I'll make you a meal too. I was gonna make a meal for the two that paid for rooms because you you paid for a room and that was a meal was included in part of that package. But I wasn't gonna make free breakfast for another 3 or 4 people. What? Well, yes, you paid for it, but you said it was for the Catman, so obviously it's for him, right? You went out of my building, and then I got kidnapped, and then it's been like 3 or 4 days that I've been in a mine. But I'm pretty sure you bought it for that lace fellow, right? Kyle, by the way, is like when talking to Pete is he's like craning his neck. It is pain. It is painful for him to look up at you. Kyle genuinely appreciates it because he doesn't like hurting his neck. What? I'm sorry. Is that an offensive term? I didn't mean to. I didn't mean any offense. I was just saying. You know, you're a tabaxi, whatever, right? I haven't seen many of your kind. Sorry. I didn't mean to be offensive. Yeah, now you're walking and talking. Um, couple of minutes. I'm not gonna move every. Hang on. I'm not gonna move all of the NPCs tiles here. Just a brief moment. You're over here after just a moment. Off of the copyright Wizards of the Coast. Whoa, it's almost like we're playing a copyright Wizards of the Coast game. Who could have thunk it? Oh, well, yes, of course. He's terrifying. That is all. I'm sorry. Is that what you consider to be? This is Al speaking. I know they all have the exact same voice. Um. Okay. He's so scared of Pete, he literally can't be scared of anyone else. Sylvie. You're still on the way here. I'm just saying this is the next area that you'll be in. Yeah, these people are unconscious. They are still unconscious. You also have like thrown them in the bushes, and they're definitely not gonna have an easy time getting out as injured as they are. Charles would be hidden, let's see, hang on, let me zoom out. Charles would have been hidden around about here. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Like here. Well, you were gonna pick him up and carry him back with you. Also, you're already carrying the guard, remember? I cannot understand a single word you are saying. You're so muffled. I cannot understand what you're saying. He isn't there. Yes, I can hear you. He isn't there. This is where we left him, right? Because you put him up in the tree. Like the other guys, you just threw in bushes underneath trees. You actually put him up on a tree branch. He was on this tree branch, right? Oh no. Yeah, because you locked him. You locked him to the tree with his own guard's manacles. I did take away his key. See, look, and she holds up 2 copies of the same key. Because I have my key, and then I'll have his key. This is his key. Although, I guess he might have had a copy of his key. We didn't search him all that much. Oh, boy. Well, I still think we should rest before we try and confront, the mayor. Well, we're only about, half of what was I saying? We're only about, hour-ish, about an hour's walk from the, I can't remember what I was saying. From the town. We should probably, yes, I'd like to get back to my tavern and, deal with any patrons that might be missing me. I'm fairly certain that you probably didn't lock the door, so I'm gonna have to deal with any like squatters that moved in the past couple of days. Wait, no, it's only been about a day. Man, I don't like that orb. He's just continuing. You'd skip when you get to the town. You notice every time as you're walking into town, everyone in town is moving incredibly slowly. Everyone sees you moving like really quickly and then moving normal speed as you pass them and then moving really quickly again. But no, you're still like outside of town. Oh, I didn't think about this. How's that sphere gonna work here? Well, yeah, but all these people won't. We'll get strange looks if we move at the speed of light, which I don't think we'll be moving that fast. How fast is light? What? How do you? I don't know. Faster than I can see? Yes, but we'll be moving at like a I don't know, we'll be moving too fast. It'll look weird. And then when we get in range, because of the stupid sphere's range, then when we get really close to them, we'll be moving normal speed. But then, like, they'll notice that people outside of the sphere's range will be going really, really slowly, and then they'll look at us because we were just moving really quickly towards them, and then. Yes? What? What's the prop? What? Yes? Elite? Well, nothing of this kind of precedent has appeared. There's there's a certain item that is legal, but I'm also there none of you would have it. It's less of an item and more of a sure. It's a specific group that the town doesn't like very much. Not as like a not a species of such. A how do I put this? How do I put this? However you would say class, but in character terms. But none of you are that, so we don't have to worry about that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. People with certain abilities. Doesn't matter the species, just those with those abilities. Speaking of which, don't you none of yous um she's gonna like bring those of you that saw what she did to the guard, whatever, which she snapped his neck. Don't none of yous mention any of that to the guard or to Bard over there. Otherwise, we'll all be in deep shit. No, no, no. See, because you're my accomplices, because I've been helping you, so we'll all be in deep shit. Well, you'll just be arrested. I have no idea what will happen to me. Might get exiled from the country. We'll see what happens. Just don't mention it. I'd rather not see what happens. They might figure out what happened, which I don't think any of you have, but they might figure out what happened, and that'd be rather unfortunate. She like reaches up and tries to like put her finger over your mouth. Shh. She wasn't touching you. She was just like holding her. She literally can't reach your mouth, so she couldn't. Actually, she probably could. You weren't that much taller than her. What? Excuse me, sir. I was doing nothing of the sort. And she'll bring her arm back and just like stomp past you. That's the point of Pete. It's see, Morat knows what Pete's doing. It's just Pete doesn't know what Pete's doing. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, see, my problem, guys, isn't that it's an illegal item because we've never seen an item like this, so there couldn't be a law for it. It's that people will think we're weird and might try and take it from us, and we still don't know what it is, so that might be bad. That isn't the point here. The point is they don't know about that. The sphere's effects are very obvious. Well, yeah, or they could just immediately break it, and we already decided we don't want that to happen because there could be some weird other effects that we don't want to see happen. Right? That's what happened, right? That was the decision we came to, right? 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 If you're gonna try and turn it off, you're gonna need to roll Arcana to see if you can figure out how it's turned off. Yeah. the Kai, the rogue has a higher Arcana than you. That's a fair point. He doesn't actually know arcane like practices like a wizard. Um he can just do magic. Yeah. So, Lace, I mean I'm assume Kai would explain this to you. There's so Kai, what you would see, the glass that makes up the sphere has a seam all around it that's made out of silvery metal. You don't think it's silver itself. Has a seam around it, and I would say um, I wouldn't say like literally arrows, but there's some kind of markings that directs towards one side of the sphere. And if you looking closer, you can see that there are those kind of markings indicating one of the directions on each ring. And then there's the ones that are on the base of the sphere itself. You think that if you can somehow line up all of the rings against that, like along that seam, so that it makes a circle instead of the kind of sphere shape that it currently is, then uh, then you'd be able to neutralize it. Well, you haven't. I mean, if you're gonna try and move the rings, you have. It's very difficult to move the inner rings with the outer rings in the way. But like the outermost copper ring, you can see it has the same markings indicating one of the sides of the circle. If you get like what I mean, like the essentially top or bottom of it, it's indicating one way. And if you can try and turn it back to the like center point where it's in line with the gold ring. As whether or not you're going to try and do that is the question. Alright, I need you to make me a strength check. Yeah, he's fine. Um, You manage to start moving the copper ring. You have a hand against the gold ring and a hand against the copper ring, and you're pushing the copper ring back so that it's in line. Those of you, you're all still inside of the sphere's radius. You see the townsfolk start moving quicker. They're still slower than you are, but they aren't as slow as they're significantly faster, but they're still slower than you guys are. They're still moving in slow-mo, but not as much slow-mo, if that makes any sense. As much as it can, yeah. To be in line with the bronze. And you're going to try and do that, you can roll another strength check. Whichever one of you, you can either help. You can either both roll and I'll take the higher, or you can roll and give one of you advantage. Alright. You rolled the strength save. Actually, it's the same as your strength roll. You don't have proficiency in that, so it doesn't matter. You move the gold ring ever so slightly, but it's a lot more difficult to move than the copper ring. As you move the gold ring, the copper ring goes with it. You don't have to move the copper ring itself. The gold ring isn't in line with the bronze ring yet. I'd say over a 6-second turn, essentially, you moved it a little bit. Fair enough. I was making sure that everyone was moved next to you. Because I mean, you aren't even in this area of the woods. I'm just you can try again. You can let someone else try. Alright, I'll come over here. Yes, I can try and push it together. Alright. Woo! I thought that was going to be the natural one as well. It really wouldn't actually, I guess, severity. she moves yes, she could have moved the copper one back out of where it was, or backwards, past in the other direction. Actually, sorry, I should say this. On the axis, the direction that the essentially arrows are pointing changes, so that it's based around the axis, which direction they're facing, not which side, because otherwise you could be saying that up would be either way that you turn it. It's like on the lid of something that has open and close labels, but it just has the open one going around the... It doesn't matter. You can tell which way it's supposed to be, or is the positive way that it could be going, but you don't know if you could push it backwards. Anyway, she pushes the gold. It's incredibly difficult, but it's almost all the way lined up with the bronze. I mean, you could have like multiple people try at the. We'll hand it over to Seven. Seven, are you going to try and? Seven is weaker than L, by the way. Like, he's a robot. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. He. Seven is trying to turn it at like at the axis instead of the area where you can actually turn it at. He's trying to turn the gold piece at the point where it turns around instead of actually turning it. So it like he just can't do anything. Yes. 3 ones. What a astute observation. Alright. We'll walk over. Alright. Did it from 7. you can't manage. Ugh. You can't manage to turn the gold one at all. It's proving too difficult. Excuse me, but I don't trust you to not throw it against the ground. Again. No, roll 20 was fine. It was just Discord. Who are you asking? Sylvie? When she grabs it to start, I think she's actually the strongest out of all of you. She literally is the strongest out of all of you, including the NPCs. Doesn't matter if I don't roll great, but okay. Okay, hang on. Okay, yeah, you can do the help action, try and help Sylvie, so that means she gets advantage, which means she takes a 16. You can see the, the feathers as she tries to push it closed, like, ruffle a little bit, and the dust that's closest to her glows very, very faintly. She manages to close the gold one to the bronze one. The bronze, gold, and copper rings are all in alignment. The let's see. Lace, they start moving incredibly, or not incredibly, but significantly faster than you. Seven, Pete, and I mean Sylvie, obviously, but she's in here and never will be. 7, Pete, and Kai, you notice that Lace and L start, and everyone else around you starts moving as slow as the people that were over in the town are, as she finally gets the gold. I just wanted to say, you didn't actually extend the range at the fort earlier. You actually lowered it when Pete threw it against the ground when the gold ring moved. But but because you had moved the sphere from where it was hidden down underneath, it was now close enough, or it was now that outside of the building was actually, like, in range. Kind of. Okay, you could have caused a lot of problems. Alright, gonna try and move the bronze one then, I suppose. Uh, Stronk. And I'm sorry, but Lace doesn't have any options anymore because he's incredibly slowed. Alright. Um... Alright, that was a very good roll for doing this. She pushes it about, pushes the bronze ring about halfway through the, back to being in line with the silver. Actually, not even that. Maybe a quarter, maybe a third of the way. The, Lace, you notice that they slow down a bit. Seven, Pete, Kai, you notice that L and Lace and everyone else, all of the NPCs that aren't here because I didn't feel like moving them onto this map, start moving quicker as it's closed. Sylvie will say, I don't think I can get this the rest of the way. She looks exhausted. Just, like, from trying to push it closed. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to give this to you because you're just going to throw it on the ground again. Do you swear? She's going to hold out her weird arm. Do you swear it? Alright. She'll hand you the sphere. Oh, no, don't worry. You can keep your violin. You sweared. I have your word. That's enough for me. Sylvie will help you, so you have advantage. So 20. Fine. This could be causing so many problems, but you're rolling too well. You close the bronze ring in. Lace is still moving. I mean, everyone that's outside of the range is still moving slower. L's actually now in range. Kai, you are now out of the range because Pete's the one that's holding it. So, yeah, you're still in range. You're right next to Pete. Lace, if you wanted to have been very slowly moving, I'd say that by now you could be next to L and where that you are in, like, in a place that you're in range. So, like, next to Pete. Yeah. So now it's just Kai that's out of range, and all of the NPCs that aren't here. So the all four of the rings are in line, but they still aren't in line with the seam on the sphere itself. You only actually have to move the silver ring to do that. because they're all attached to each other. So I think Elle and Lace will help you instead, because Sylvie's like drained. She's Kai, you're slow mode. You can't be walking away. Right. Yeah, that's about how much you would have moved by now. Yeah, like that much. She's not gonna pass out, but she just tired. Like she just sprinted. All right. All right. Try and strength check. Unfortunately, in 5e, you don't actually get critical successes on skill checks. So it's just a 22. Um, you tilt the silver ring maybe a millimeter. Yeah, essentially. You can go another go. You don't know what's going to happen if you give this another go, but you can try again. I think would 7 help? L would definitely be helping now instead of just Lace. Um, would 7 be helping? This is very important. Okay. You manage to twist the silver ring a good portion of the way. Kai is almost up to speed. He's maybe moving at like half speed. Um, Pete, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. Die, die, die. Gain 1 level of exhaustion. You've disadvantage on all ability checks and saving throws. Until when you take a long rest, you recover 1 level of exhaustion. But until that happens, yes. Seven, are you gonna try and can't move it. Half speed in a range of 5 feet. You've done pretty well. Hey, you could just get, exhaustion level 6 and instantly die. But I mean, technically the only people that you know have exhaustion level 1 is Sylvie, obviously, and Pete. Seven, are you gonna try again? All right, Kai, you're back in range now, so everyone is in range now that Seven is holding it. So, Kai, are you going Seven? First of all, are you going to try and move it again? Okay, I will help you. Lace, Kai. I need to know if Lace and Kai will help try and move the. All right. All four of you. It moves maybe a centimeter around the arc of that. It's so close to being closed. Seven, are you gonna try again? All right. It slides into place. You can see the hourglass is now completely on its side, and the sand isn't moving either direction. It's like equaled out, completely flat. I'm sorry. I was just thinking like if this was in a Monty Python sketch, you'd do this difficult task, and then as soon as you hand it to Kai, he just like drops it and it falls on the ground. Yep, pretty much. Lucky Charles isn't here because there'd be two people that needed to be carried. I mean, not lucky for all of the other reasons, but like Seven. Oh yeah, I need Seven to roll Constitution saving throw. I mean, you can put stress on metal and make it weaker. Seven is also exhausted. Disadvantage on all saving throws and ability checks. Yeah, all right. Bart, come help me. Come on, and the two of them will start. We'll pick him up. Elle is definitely carrying more of the weight. All of the prisoners are also tired. They've been working almost nonstop for hours. Yes, you can now you go into the tavern. You can place yourself where you want to be. I put the non-player characters. They're sitting or standing. Kyle's behind the bar, obviously. Um, The knight captain is tied up against the support post by the stairs. Like his arms are behind him and he's tied around it. But oh yes, of course, yes. All of you can. I only have I only have 8 rooms up there, so whoever of you are willing to share, you're gonna have to share. But I lock the front door every night. They broke through my window, you dunderfuck. Well, yes, I went back and looked in my room. It is trashed. Scratch what I just said. There are only 7 available rooms. L, I'm giving you the one that you ruined. Um, I'll be taking room number 1. Uh, and he sets the rest of the keys out on the. One second. I tripped over a chair. Kai has just now died. Fucking hell, I forgot that was last night. This has been the longest day. Although technically, it's definitely been longer than a day because you did like. Yes, in which time was moving a lot slower outside. You probably spent a good 8 hours doing all of that. Like, in the fort and then after the fort and hiking back. Spent a good 6-8 hours, but almost none of it passed. It's been like a couple of minutes because the sphere was still active. It is, sorry, I should have mentioned this. It is like after nightfall, though, by the time that you're back in the tavern. Well, actually, my beds are, let's see, I have 2 beds that are actually 10 feet, because I get some rather large patrons in here sometimes. Real tall people. Oh my gosh. He stands up on the bar and holds his hand above your head. He about maybe this tall is the tallest person I've ever had in here. So yes, I do have a bed that you'll fit in. Room number 8 itself, actually. Well, hang on. I didn't. Hey, I am not finished with the meal. Do you want anything to eat? Here, there's Here he'll get like a he goes back there like kegs or whatever and he um taps one a little bit, gives you a mug. here. Oh dear. Something just happened. Oh no, I do not want to give you. Sorry. It's uh, Epic Games Launcher just asked for permissions that I said no to because I don't. I didn't even open them. Anyway, this here's essentially barley tea. It's the weakest thing I've got. Just he'll give you back 9 silver and take the gold. Nine silver. No, he gave you 9. You only paid 1 silver. The drink was probably worth even less than that. The drink you essentially paid 1 silver, which was probably more than the drink itself was actually worth. Oh, he definitely will not. Actually, if you want to roll me a Constitution saving throw, the only way you're getting drunk is if you get a natural 1, and even then, it's only gonna be like a slight buzz. Yeah, you're fine. Well, you can have the Phoenix soup. I have some turnip cakes that should still be fine. Um, and potatoes, and then I have a chicken stew. Is pretty good. I chicken stew, and then I have some egg mixed in with it. It's quite good, if I do say so myself. Well, the turnip cake and potatoes, yes. All right. Um, he'll take orders and get to work making food. No, sorry, sir. There isn't good fishing at the anywhere nearby, and it's a bit expensive. I'm making you this meal for free. I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna. Fish is a little bit too expensive for Is it is here. It's quite expensive to get it here. Wait, do you not know where we are? Those of you that know where Gear Point is and came here intentionally knowing the location, which is most of you, Gear Point is not too far from the coast. It's still probably a 2 weeks journey, though, to get to the coast walking. Okay, the locals of Gear Point, the the non-player characters and like Kai know how close Gear Point is to the ocean. You don't know where you are. Really? Well, you're in Gear Point, the southern part of Ostis. No, he just asked before getting to the Sleepy Fright, the tavern that you're at. He just asked someone what town it was. He just hadn't thought, wait, that only tells me where the town is, and the person had already walked away, so he hadn't had the chance to ask. You don't... Ostus. Your point is in the southern part of Ostis. That's the country that you are currently in. Hang on. Sorry. All right. Yes, we're in the southern part of Ostis. Do you know where Ostis is? How much of a... He leans over at Pete. Do you know how much of a dim... Never mind. He leans over to Kai. Do you know how much of a dimwit this man is? He doesn't even know what country he's in. Well, I thought Kai... Hey, let me speak. Well, see, Kai seems to know him better because, they spent the night in the same room. I would have figured they were friends or something. Yeah, he was aware. He knew that you had the key to to he knew that Kai had the... Interesting. Oh, really? You spent time together. You don't... Oh, you don't know where Ostis is. Well, it's annex. Like the annex of something, but it's more like Anox. Yeah, ANOX. Kyle's gonna say it's next to Decido and Heket. Do you know those countries? They're east of here. Oh my god. We're on the western end of Anox. Anox. That's where Ostis is. Do you know where Annex is? Yes, you'd know your continents. I would hope that you would know your continents. You don't know. Lace would know. You wouldn't know anything like details about the continent, but you'd know the 5 continents. Actually, all of you would know the 5 continents. But... Ostis is in the western part of Annex. I mean, it takes up most of the western edge, actually. Continent. I'd get a map for you, but I haven't made one yet, so... Hang on. If you don't even know what... Where did you come from? Have I heard of the... Yes, I've heard of the continent Vreha. I know what the continents are. I'm not an idiot. Okay, I might be a little bit of an idiot, but... Yeah. Right. Hang on, I'm just gonna copy and paste it so that it's easier than actually spelling. Whatever. Vreha. You want to know how I came up with it? Key smashing. That's how I come up with most of my names for things. Yeah. Well, they aren't exactly neighbors. I mean, let's see. If you wanted to go from Annex to Ezith, Ezith is just maybe a month's journey across the sea, well, to the west. He flails his arms around. He doesn't know which way is actually west, but to the west, off the coast of Ostis, it's maybe a month's journey by boat. You can get to Ezith quite easily. Annex is pretty much the other side of the planet. How did you get here? How did you not know where you were going and get here? Can we change subject, please? By the time that this conversation has happened, he puts the turnip cake and potatoes out for Pete. Now, since you ignored my question earlier, what would you like to eat? Well, there's the turnip cakes. They aren't. They're not. To be fair, the turnip cake's supposed to be eaten like that. It's like it's turnip cakes. They're kind of like zebra cakes, but they're like okay. They're like fried potato wedges. Not like not like chips, but like thick thick. I'm sorry, you eat raw potatoes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Congratulations, you figured out how dialogue happens. Congrats. With 5 seconds. No one knows anything about that. What? How would anyone? No. Uh, no spells that are high, like strong enough to fix your ear. Sylvie would probably have the supplies to preserve it so that it won't rot immediately. It has already started rotting because she didn't know that you had taken it, but yeah, you wrapped it so that it wouldn't be like exposed and it wouldn't bleed into his pocket, but oh yeah, it's got some of the arcane dust. Unlucky tabaxi ear. Oof. You, do you both want the turnip cakes and potatoes, or does one of you just want to take the turnip cakes and the other want the potatoes? Okay. Do you want just the potatoes, or do you want the turnip cakes? You'll turn to Lace. Okay, okay. You only said one of the things that's part of the menu. Whatever. He gets to work and starts prepping more of what he. Um, Elle will come over and like list off the orders of everyone at the two tables down here. So, Kyle will lean over as much as he can. He's standing like on a raised platform behind the bar because the bar is like human height level, and he's a halfling. So behind the bar, he's on like this raised platform that he can walk around on. Um, so he leans over as much as he can. Would you like to tell me? Would you like to tell me why you aren't? How you got here? What where you actually from? You just mentioned that you were from Reha. There's at, at least 5 countries I know that have dominions there. Ah, you wouldn't happen to be, and then that's when Elle walks up and he backs away and takes her order and continues working on the food. Uh, do you want me to preserve it or what? Oh, okay, okay. 8. Well, 7 or 8, but seven. Actually, no, never mind. Your intelligence is like 7, so you don't, you wouldn't comprehend any issue with that plan. He's wise. It's just the issue that you could have noticed would be something you'd notice if for intelligence. All right, Pete. Most of the room is taken up by this massive bed. Yes. I'm not going to tell you what was in room 7, but the bed in room 8 is perfectly normal. Door number 7. Freaking whatever room you were in originally, 4, I think. It was either 6 or 4. No, Sylvie had 6. You guys had 4, I think. Probably. And door number 3 was the one that was destroyed. Which, unless you're gonna have like conversations or whatever, you can eat your meals. Unless you have something specific you'd like to talk to, you can eat your meals, and then head up to bed and rest for the next day. Well, would you have taken the food up to Lace? So, Lace would be the only one that would notice that, or would be able to see that. What? No? Oh, yeah. I'd say it's not difficult enough that I'd make you do a check. Um, how many of you would have trouble sleeping? I mean, would like find it difficult to fall asleep, not like fall asleep immediately. I'm saying, would you eat your food and then basically just pass out immediately, or would you be kept awake by something, insomnia, whatever, plagues of thoughts, like Pete? No, there's a chair and a bed, and like nightstand in each of the rooms. Actually, Pete's room, there's only a bed and a nightstand. There isn't a chair. Kyle appears at the door. Yes, he said my name. No. Yes. I mean, I have to leave, so if you want to pry, don't do it now. We can start off next time doing that. But I've limited time. So if we can have that discussion next session. I'm saying if you like stay up and talk, that's something I'd like to know now. And then we can start off with the conversation next time. Yeah. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Anyway, Seven would so the three of you, Seven, would you just do your little shutdown thing at the front door? And all right. So the three of you, after the conversation, we'll start off with the conversation, kind of retconny. Um, Pete, you're in your own room. Kay and Lace are in the one room having this conversation. You hear sound of something very large outside, and like something landing on the side of the building, and then silence for the next probably like hour. Nothing happens. I mean, your conversation can continue to happen, but uh, you hear a little bit of shifting after the land, after whatever it is lands, and then that's it. It goes quiet, and that is where we're going to end it, because I have to go. Mm-hmm. All right. That is all for now. Peace.